Hey, hello and welcome back to my channel. My name's Susan and today I'm actually going to be bringing you guys my May book haul. Now this video is actually a little bit late as I was at a BookCon at the beginning of the month in New York and I just haven't had the time with getting my work schedule back in order since I got back to actually film. And I figured I'd also bring you guys back outside for this video because it's actually a gorgeous day today and I've actually spent the entire day at the pool. Now I have a lot of books I'm going to be talking about here and I don't know the actual plot for most of them. So I'm just going to do my best in trying to get everything all organized, all my thoughts organized, and yeah, just tell you guys what I know about them. But with that being said, let's jump right on in. The first book I'm going to be talking about today is actually the first book I bought at the beginning of the month, but it was actually technically the end of April as well as the next two. And the first one is going to be Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Now, we've all seen this around. It's probably one of the most popular books of the year on BookTube. Taylor Jenkins Reid is also the author of The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which I have yet to purchase or read. It is on the list to eventually get to. I have actually read part of this. I read the first 126 pages, actually while at work on ebook. And this book is going to follow the story of two different people, I think. I know it follows Daisy Jones and this other male band that I cannot think of the name of. But I know it follows them and their lives and it has to deal with addiction and it's a 60s, 70s rock band thing and I'm all for it. I did love what I read. I thought it was a little bit slower, but it was starting to pick up where I was and I'm actually hoping to jump back into it on the audiobook as I heard it's a full cast narration and I would really like to get into that soon. The next two books I got, I'm also just going to kind of hold them up together because I don't know much about them, but that is Maybe in Another Life and One True Loves, but both by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I don't know much about these. I know one deals with a love that went missing and then the person moves on and yeah, and then he's found, and then this one I have no idea what it deals with. I actually don't even remember reading it on the back, but I just figured why not. I'm going to try to get into Taylor Jenkins Reid. The next two books are also two that I feel I don't need to describe a lot, and I actually don't know much about them, but I loved the covers when I got them at Half Price Books, and that is Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility, both by Jane Austen. Look at these covers. Look at these covers. These are gorgeous, and they're so neat looking, and I don't even know where they're from. I'm assuming Canadian covers, because it says printed in Canada on the back, so yeah. But either way, two books I'm hoping to hopefully dive into this summer as I'm really in a contemporary mood right now and I'm gonna kind of just ride it out. The next four books are actually arcs. They're old arcs kind of for books that have already been released. My local library actually had them in kind of just this hey, grab them for free, and I'm trying to get into some new different things, so I don't know much about them, but how many times am I gonna say that in this haul anyway? And I just wanted to give them a shot, see what I think. They were free. And if I don't like them, I'm either going to donate them right back to my library or I'm going to kind of pass them off to some friends who maybe will like them. The first one is actually going to be The Gilded Wolves by Roshani Chokshi. I am sorry if I just butchered that name because I feel like I did. But I know this is a fantasy novel. I know it's already out. And yeah, I actually want to give it a chance. This cover is gorgeous. The next book is What We Buried by Kate A. Borman, and once again I don't know what this is about. I think this is a mystery thriller because all I got on the back is that it says police are asking for anyone with information about the brewer's whereabouts to contact local authorities. So who knows, but I would really like to get into this soon and I hope it's interesting. I actually really like this cover and the back also looks pretty good as well. The next one just looked fun. And I've seen this actually at my local library and I really want to read it soon. And that's going to be Death Prefers Blondes by Caleb Rearing. I am sorry for butchering your last name, but I actually want to get into this soon because this came out in January and I've been seeing the cover and this is just such a fun cover, and I don't know, maybe it's because I'm blonde at the moment, but. And the last arc I got from the library is one that's a historical fiction one. and I actually have not heard of it since like picking up this arc, and that is The Hummingbird Dagger by Cindy Anstey. I don't know much about this. It is historical fiction. It takes place in 1833. I think it takes place in 1833 London, but that's usually when I've ever seen historical fiction take place. So I don't know, but this looks, oh, it does take place in London. This actually looks pretty interesting, and I would like to just see what it's about and see what I think. Alright, so the next set of books, one I'm going to give an honorable mention to because I don't have it with me and I'm not in the mood to go back in because there's a spider up there and it's by my door and I don't like spiders, and yeah, I almost didn't film here because of said spider. So the honorable mention book that I'm going to give, like kind of just give this off to without showing it, is going to be Shiny Pretty Things, and I cannot think of the author, but I know it's a duology because it's like Tiny Broken Pieces and Shiny Pretty Things, and I did not know it was a duology. I thought it was just like kind of like a single book until I saw like in little tiny print on the cover, sequel to Tiny Pretty Things. So there's that. Go check it out. It's a kind of a book about dancing. That's all I know. Anyway, the first book from the library book sale that I have on hand is My Lady Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. Names. I'm terrible at them. But My Lady Jane, I think, is a Jane Eyre retelling, and I've seen actually a lot of people talk about this and give it good ratings. So I'm hoping to dive in and see what I think. The next book from the library book sale is one by Ellen Hopkins that has to deal with gun violence, and that is People Kill People. I don't know much about it, but I actually like going into Ellen Hopkins books without knowing much about it. Like I absolutely adored the Crank series by her, and I haven't finished that one yet, but I loved it and I really want to get into more of her works. And yeah, hopefully I can do that soon with People Kill People. The next one is one that was really hyped up on BookTube, I think last year, and since its release I actually haven't seen anything about it. I got like a chapter sampler from Barnes & Noble when it was coming out, and yeah, and I still don't know much about this, but I know it was loved at one point, and that is Neverworld Wake by Marisha Pessl. Don't know anything about it, but it was 50 cents, so you know, can't really pass that up. And the last book I got from the library book sale is the debut novel from Amanda Foody, and that is Daughter of the Burning City. I loved this cover when I first saw it in Barnes & Noble in hardback. I almost bought it in hardback, but I didn't know if I would like it, and I didn't want to take the chance on it. So I kind of wish I did then, but now I can pretty soon, hopefully maybe this summer, early fall, and see what it's actually about. So the next set of books is actually one that I bought off of Depop from the lovely Miss Emma Books, and that is actually a set of a series. The Darkest Minds series in these lovely new covers where it spells out dark on the spines, and they're all by Alexandra Bracken. I really don't know much on this series. I meant to pick it up when the movie was coming out, and I started to, and I never did. And yeah, I just never finished the first one, and I really want to finish this. Like, these covers are gorgeous, and I absolutely adore them. So here's now the series, and I can get into it, and hopefully I like it. The next one is actually the start of a series that I picked up from, again, Half Price Books, and I can only tell because I'm too lazy to take the stickers off. And that is Half Bad by Sally Green. I don't know much about this, but I know the back says it's a stunning magical debut. That's all I know. It's shiny, it looks pretty, and yeah, it was mainly a cover by it, and I've been seeing them at Half Price Books for a while. The next one is actually a rebuy. I bought this in paperback from Target right around the time this movie was coming out on Netflix, and then I couldn't find it. I could not find my paperback copy to follow along to the audiobook, so I repurchased To All the Boys I Loved Before by Jenny Han. In the long run, I did end up finding my paperback copy, but whatever, I'll have a hardback too. And I did enjoy this. I did read it actually, I think in early April or late April, early May. I'm not sure which. I don't have my reading journal on me right now to go check. But either way, I did enjoy this. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, and I do recommend picking it up. I actually really enjoy the audiobook for this. I love the narrator. It's just kind of such a fun, fast read. And the last book I have to talk about is actually one I picked up partially because of Read by Zoe, and that is Confessions of a Shopaholic by Sophie Kinsella. I heard about this book when I was just watching her older videos, and I saw her talking about them, and I really wanted to give it a shot. She said it was like a fun read, and it's not that long, so I figured why not try it. I found it at Barnes & Noble, and yeah, that's just that. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be all the books I got in the month of May. I will catch you next month in my haul for June, and go check out my videos from BookCon. They're gonna be on my channel, and I'll link them in the description as well. I will see you next time. Peace.